What does it feel like to be you, right now? That inner movie playing in your head, the feeling of the chair you're sitting on, the taste of your morning coffee, the very sense that you are an I experiencing all of this. That, in a nutshell, is consciousness. And it's arguably the biggest, most profound mystery left in science. We've mapped the human genome, we've peered into the distant corners of the universe, but we still can't definitively explain how a 3-pound lump of fatty tissue inside our skulls generates the rich subjective world of our inner experience. How does mere matter, just atoms and molecules, give rise to the feeling of joy, the color red, or the memory of your first kiss? This isn't just a philosophical question. It's a frontier of neuroscience. Today, we're diving deep into the brain to decode consciousness. For centuries, this was a question left to philosophers. But in recent decades, neuroscientists have started to make real headway. They've developed ingenious experiments and theories to pinpoint the physical basis of our awareness. Let's start with a foundational concept. Consciousness isn't an all-or-nothing thing. It's more like a dimmer switch than a light switch. You're more conscious now than when you're in a deep, dreamless sleep. Someone in a coma is less conscious still. So, what changes in the brain as this dimmer switch moves up and down? This leads us to two of the most prominent theories competing to explain it all. First up, we have the Global Workspace Theory, or GWT. Imagine your brain is like a giant theater. Most of the activity, all the backstage crew, the lighting technicians, the actors waiting in the wings is happening unconsciously. But at any given moment, a piece of information, let's say the sight of a friend's face, gets onto the main stage. It's broadcast under a bright spotlight to a vast audience, which represents all the different cognitive systems in your brain, your memory, your emotional centers, your language centers. According to GWT, this act of broadcasting information across the brain is consciousness. It's when a piece of data becomes globally available, allowing you to report it, think about it, and act on it. Neuroimaging studies support this, showing that when we become aware of something, there's a burst of widespread, coordinated activity, particularly in the prefrontal and parietal cortices, the brain's executive hubs. But there's another compelling idea, the Integrated Information Theory, or IIT. This one is a bit more abstract, but incredibly powerful. IIT proposes that consciousness is a fundamental property of any system that has a certain kind of complexity. It's not about what the brain asterisk does asterisk, but what it asterisk is asterisk. The theory suggests that consciousness is a product of integrated information. Information means the system can be in a vast number of different states. Each conscious experience is incredibly specific, and integrated means the system is a unified whole. You can't break it down into independent parts without losing the information. You don't experience the color red separately from the shape of a ball. You experience a red ball. IIT even proposes a mathematical measure for this, called phi. The higher the phi value of a system, the more conscious it is. A waking human brain has an incredibly high phi. A sleeping brain has a lower phi. A simple rock, a phi of 0. IIT is fascinating because it suggests consciousness might not be limited to brains. Could a sufficiently complex computer, or even the internet itself, one day achieve a form of consciousness? IIT leaves that door open. Now, theories are great, but what happens when we look at real, living brains that are different from the norm? This is where the story gets truly fascinating. Consider split-brain patients. These are individuals who, as a drastic treatment for severe epilepsy, had the corpus callosum, the thick bundle of nerves connecting the brain's left and right hemispheres, surgically severed. The result is extraordinary. It's almost like two separate conscious entities are living in one skull. In a classic experiment, a split-brain patient is shown a word in their left visual field, which is processed by the right hemisphere. Let's say the word is key. Because the language center is typically in the left hemisphere, the patient will verbally report seeing nothing. The left brain, the one that speaks, is blind to the word. But if you ask the patient to pick up the object with their left hand, controlled by the right hemisphere, they'll reach out and grab the key. The right brain saw the word and knows what it is, but it can't talk about it. The left hand acts on knowledge that the speaking left brain denies having. It's a stunning demonstration of how consciousness can be divided. Does this mean the patient has two separate streams of awareness? It forces us to ask, where is the self located? Is it a single point, or is it a story our left brain tells itself to make sense of everything? Then we have the even more enigmatic territory of near-death experiences, or indeed, people from all cultures report similar phenomena when they are on the brink of death, a feeling of leaving the body, traveling through a tunnel of light, meeting deceased relatives, and a profound sense of peace. For a long time, these were dismissed as purely spiritual or psychological events. But neuroscientists are now exploring physical explanations. One theory suggests that as the brain is deprived of oxygen, it can trigger a massive, synchronized surge of electrical activity. This brain-on-fire state could potentially create the vivid hyperreal hallucinations reported in NDEs. The feeling of floating out of the body could be a disruption in the temporoparietal junction, an area of the brain that integrates sensory information to create our sense of physical self. These aren't definitive answers, but they show we can study these profound experiences scientifically, exploring the boundary where brain activity and self-awareness seem to blur and even separate. So, where does this leave us in our quest to decode consciousness? We're living in a golden age of discovery. Each new brain scan, each new patient case study, each new theoretical model brings us a tiny step closer to understanding our own minds. We've moved from the theater of the global workspace to the complex mathematics of integrated information, and we've explored the fractured selves of split-brain patients and the transcendental reports from the edge of life itself. The puzzle is far from solved. We still can't answer the hard problem. Why does all this brain processing feel like anything at all? Why isn't it all just dark, unfeeling computation? That's the core of the mystery, but the fact that we can even ask these questions and design experiments to test them is a testament to the power of the very consciousness we seek to understand. It is the universe, through us, trying to figure itself out. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the mind. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of science. What do you think consciousness is? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.